Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to VidaneTV. It is NEP's night in America, baby, and even parts of Canada. Thank you so much for joining us here on a Thursday night. A little chilly out there, but man, oh man, we're going to heat things up here at The Rock. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the broadcast booth, and alongside me, as always, on Thursday nights for the NEP SuperTrucks Series, Ron, Aaron Creed. Aaron, how we feeling tonight, brother?
Oh, we're feeling pretty good. We're back at The Rock, Rockingham Speedway. I was actually at The Rock the last time trucks took to the mile Speedway when Kyle Larson won about, I don't remember, 13 years ago or something like that. So this is pretty exciting to see NEP Super Trucks on the Speedway. And we've got 30 plus in the field tonight. It's another packed house getting ready to go to start off kind of the regular season. You know, Daytona is sometimes your kind of wild card, but here we are. We're ready to go, and we got the starting lineup up.
Indeed we do. Pair of Ryans up front. Ryan Libby there on the inside. He's going to start on the pole to 23,680. Ryan Messer right there starting P2 in that number one truck.
Yeah, front row of Ryans. We've seen that story before. Row two, we see Evan Boyer, big winner at Daytona, and Brent Roy, who came close and had some mishaps near the end there at Daytona. Row three, how about Jeffrey Bradway? He was quickest in Tuesday practice, and Zane Farrell rounding out row three.
Kenny Kibbe in that Ford truck going to have himself a solid starting position there in P7. Defending champion Steve Daddio in the pair of nines. He's going to roll off P8.
And I stole a row from you there, I just realized. But we got Reggie Parrott and Corey Casagrande making up row number 5. They'll both be favorites too. Corey had a great run at Daytona, so going to try to keep the momentum going.
Micro burst. Michael Hopkins in that number 11 spot. Going to roll off P11 in the 78 truck. Easy enough for me to say. Garrett Benson going to roll off P12. And these guys are already getting down and around the racetrack, following that pace truck, getting ready to rock and or roll there. There's DJ Gerard rolling off P13. Jason Ricker, Brandon Uhouse rounding out the top 15. And Aaron, you already mentioned it. We've got 30-plus drivers here at The Rock. This is the very first race at Rockingham Speedway in any series for the NEP drivers. This track is tough, it's narrow, and it's one of those 1 mile, kind of almost a cookie-cutter D-shaped racetrack. And there's been a couple of guys that have been kind of struggling a little bit with practice.
Yeah, definitely got to try to get a handle on the truck. And looks like we're going another. Looks like we're going to have the formation lap this time by. So we have another lap here to talk about things. And yeah, there's some drivers getting used to things, but there's some drivers to watch as well. There's we just saw him in the middle of the pack was Adam Henry in the 62 for the Griff's Tire Service 100, and his best career speedway finish came on a 1 mile oval last season in 13th. So definitely some sleepers looking to improve on their past season results. Going to try to get up there in the mix. But right now we're going to see the row of Ryans. They're going down Thunder Alley. They're going to speed down Thunder Alley the next time by. And it's going to be pretty exciting. We have the pace car leading the trucks today.
100 laps on the docket, 2 extra tires down on pit road, no quick repairs, 3/4 tank of gas. You're going to be able to get about 60 laps. You're only going to be able to make 45 to 58 on a tank of fuel. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. There goes the manufacturer-specific pace car going down the safety of pit road. We are green flag racing here for the Griff's Auto Tire Repair 100 here at The Rock.
And here we go, and a lot of them using that higher line right now to see. Wonder how you can get things going here. Ryan Messer from the outside getting the advantage early on, and you can see some of those cracks in the track. I think we're going with the previously not freshly paved Rockingham Speedway oval. When you see NASCAR there in April, it'll be a pretty freshly paved speedway, but it's going to be some tire management going on regardless.
Lap number 1 going to go to the MC Hammer machine. Ryan Messer in that number 1 truck already has himself a win here on VidaneTV this week. Ryan Libby right in behind him. Former Canadian, still Canadian as much as I understand. Anyway, I don't think he moved. Brent Roy there in the Flow Racing number 26. Camry Kidd having himself a quiet qualifying run up front. Going to start off P3. Woo, that was close.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the rookie racer Eric Kern. He had a formidable showing at Daytona, both in the duels and the race, but it seems like he's having some early trouble in that West Virginia uh, truck, and he already went a lap down, and I think he's pulled off the track. But Brent Roy using the outside line, I saw some smoke there, it looked like, kind of coming into the shot, but looks like we're all continuing on. 4 of 100 laps. They're going to tick off these laps really quickly on this mile track.
Where there's smoke, there's usually fire, especially at one of these small racetracks here, but everything A-OK so far. You can see right in behind last week's winner under fire right now. Evan Bollier holding on to the 4th spot, the former champion. It's our defending champion, rather. The pair of 9, Steve Daddio down on the bottom side, Reagan Parent up on the top side. They're all battling it out for 5th.
Yeah, they're all going by Steven Daddio with that sweet-looking truck. Kind of reminds me of those old Roush Racing trucks a little bit, except this one's, is it a Ford? I don't think it is a Ford, but but it does kind of remind me of that. But right now, Regan Parent is on the move as he goes by the Daytona winner, Evan Bollier, in that number 17. Now, that's a Ford right there, from what I can tell. And I'm trying to get used to these truck, the decals on these trucks to see what the truck makes are. And I'm also slipping up on the car and the truck terminology as well. But there you see Daddio now moving inside of Evan Bollier. And Boyer's struggling early, or maybe he's kind of just kind of keeping things not too exciting right now, and maybe saving the tires a little bit.
And that's one of the keys to victory here tonight from RSal TV's notes. Got to give a shout out to Ryan Salvatore, always hooking us up with some details and some key notes from the drivers' meeting before these guys get out on the racetrack. It's tough to pass here, but it's even tougher on old tires. So track position definitely going to be one of the key factors into tonight's victory lane here. As you can see, everybody pretty much kind of single file. There's a couple of drivers that are working the racetrack just a little bit. There you can see Zane Farrell in the 14 truck right behind Evan Bollier. He's all the way up on the top side, and there he is, bottom text.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've been talking about it being one of the keys being it's hard to pass, but I don't know. We've seen a decent amount of passes already in the first 10 laps, so we'll see how that continues to happen. And yeah, if I would look at the graphics and scoring that we got handy, I might realize that, oh yeah, that driver's in that truck make. It's pretty easy to tell on your screen, so I don't know why my eyes are deceiving me today. But here we go. We got a lot of great racing going on in this front half of the field. We have a few drivers that have been having some troubles already. I think Brent Bickerstaff has gone behind the wall in the 53, or maybe that was Jeffrey Brown. I know he had an issue at Daytona as well. So it's a couple drivers struggling to get off to a good start here in this 2024-2025 season.
Well, hey, Aaron, if it makes you feel any better, those manufacturer logos weren't up there until you asked for them. Ask and you shall receive here at VidaneTV. We've got a lot of cool stuff that we are working with this season, and that is, in fact, one of them. We've also got live timing and scoring that you can keep up with at home. Haven't tested it out too much on the mobile apps just yet, but it works very, very well on a web browser, www.vidane.tv/scoring. And that's you'll be able to take a look and see who's running where your favorite driver's running, lap times, all sorts of cool stuff, and you'll be able to get that over on our website, vidane.tv/scoring.
Yeah, and you'll have to knock off the S off the HTTP, I learned, too.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out. I'm not...
Don't worry, though. We're not asking for credit cards or anything like that, so you're good.
Exactly. Pair of Ryan still up front. Messer holding on with that number 1 truck. I got to meet him up at 660 a few months back. He was actually Ben Rhodes' teammate for the weekend, which was very cool. Ran the Messer, obviously, in the 1 car, and, well, they put Ben Rhodes in the 99 car for that 100%. It was pretty cool to see that. Pretty cool to get up there and get a cool, crisp handshake from Ryan Messer in that 1 truck. But VidaneTV's Iron Man, because he's won in just about every league we've broadcasted here, and well, it's no different here tonight. Led all the laps so far, crossing the stripe for lap number 14. 87 to go here at The Rock.
Yeah, a long way to go still as we get the Ryans up front. Brent Roy running in 3rd. The field's kind of spaced itself out just for the time being. I have a feeling it'll get a lot closer once we start working in strategy and things like that. I know there was a lot of discussion on the Discord all week about different strategies and how many tire race we're going to make this and things like that. So it's going to be pretty interesting. There's a couple of mid-pack racers. There's the 29, and I'm drawing a blank. That's Kobe Burkholder. Kind of, is he switching numbers on us? I don't think he was 29 last year, but Kobe, one of the young racers out at Jennerstown Speedway, in his second full season for the NEP, having a good mid-pack run right now. Actually, closer to the front of the pack. There's GJ Gerard that we see back in the series this season in that number 0. He's being followed closely by Austin Belke, running in 16th at the moment, and then in a 17th is that next truck. That is the 77 rookie Garrett Benson. As we kind of go early on, we go through the field.
Little side-by-side action. DJ Gerard under attack from that 24-car truck. I did it again, didn't I? Of Austin Belke. And Austin Belke really started making a name for him here in the old Super Truck series when we had the total team control deal. Kind of came into the trucks and showed that he was very, very quick. And you can see right now working that high side. And that's going to be a factor later on in this race when the racetrack kind of opens up. The tires start to kind of wear out just a little bit. And these guys are going to be searching high, low, middle, trying to find somewhere to run this truck and run it fast.
Yeah, there's really not, I mean, there's really not a ton of space here. It might be a little deceiving when they go through these corners. But if you find the wall here at Rockingham, your day's almost over. Or probably over, I guess you could say. These, even though they're safer barriers now at the Rock, they're not very forgiving at this particular speedway. Going down Thunder Alley, we see Mike Hopkins, and then in front of him, Zane Farrell in 9th spot in that number 14. As we continue to move up, Kenny Kibbe, he's going to sneak up there. Don't be surprised if he makes his way into the top 5 before this race is over, as there's a good bunch of trucks right now battling for position. That's actually for a spot into the top 5, in which Evan Bowyer is going back under Reggie Parent for that position. Steve Daddio, he's quietly snuck up to 4th ahead of these guys.
And you can see he is all by his lonesome right now in that 99 truck. No pressure in front, no pressure in behind. And you can see the top 3, they've pulled away by just a little bit. Brent Roy's still holding on to the back bumper of the 46 truck of Ryan Libby. Ryan Messer still holding on to that lead, holding the pretty well. Let's see if we can take a look at the inside of that number 1 truck, because we know that Ryan Messer's one of those cats that runs those bright white gloves so you can really see sawing on the wheel. And it's great to have this gyro cam here in iRacing, because you can see getting into that corner, that whole car tilts. And I don't know what the measurement of degrees is, but that's a lot. That is definitely not flat on the ground.
No, for sure it is not. You're carrying a lot of speed through those corners because of those banks. And yeah, it's pretty steep. So I looked it up. It's about 22 and 25 degree banking that we're talking about, and 8 degrees on the straightaways too. So yeah, there's a lot of speed that you carry through there, and we're going 3 wide here. Kenny Kibbe and Jeffrey Bradway trying to split Reggie Parent. I was just saying that there's not much room here, but they made room, that's for sure. Right there, putting on a show for these fans out at Rockingham Speedway in North Carolina.
Putting on a show and making it work. 3 wide for a moment. They get back down to 2 wide. You can see Jeffrey Bradway in that 13 truck having himself a solid run so far. And talking to some of the drivers in the garage area, Jeffrey Bradway in that 13 car has come up as the wild card here tonight multiple times. He was fastest this past Tuesday in practice, and he's got 2 top 10 finishes on speedways last season. So definitely keep an eye on that 13 truck later on.
Yeah, for sure. Jeffrey Bradway could be one of those drivers that could have a career day today. Some of these drivers looking to have a career day. Ryan Salvatore, our Sal, he had a career day at Daytona last week. We came very close to being one of the drivers that we interviewed on the podium. Just missed out on that. And he's looking to carry that over and continue a strong season. He currently rides in 17th. Scott McDonald riding in 16th. He's another one of those drivers that you always have to watch. I know he was kind of on that drivers to watch list. Comparable a little bit to Mark Martin for his consistent performances. and he has the ability to maintain long green flag runs, and could be advantageous where tire management and consistency are crucial. And no, I'm not reading from script, am I, Paul?
No, absolutely not. You can see RSalTV getting a little bit of a look there from Johnny Miller in that number 6 truck right in behind. Got to give Salvatore another shout out here. Puts out a lot of really good content with this NEP series. Lots of stats, hooks us up with all sorts of pre-race notes, so it makes it sound like Aaron and I know what we're talking about up here in the broadcast booth. But shoot on over to his Facebook page, shoot on over to his YouTube page, do a quick search for RSalTV. Lots of highlight clips. There's a fantastic clip that he put together of microburst Mike Hopkins having a bit of a microburst. We'll call it TV 14, but we did get a bleep button hooked up on it. I didn't get a bleep count, but it was definitely more than 2.
But you know what? If that was from Daytona the other week, he actually had a decent run there. So even if Mike has his little microbursts, he can sometimes pull out a pretty decent run there if things go his way. So right now he's having a pretty solid run. But we're watching this continued battle in the middle of the pack. There's the 29 Colby Burkholder. I can't think of anyone else except Keselowski when it came to that 29 truck back in the day. And I think that's kind of a similar font there. I think that's the font that he uses for his race cars at Jennerstown. But Colby Burkholder having a good run in his sophomore season here. And he's kind of riding the outside, kind of riding the wall there a little bit almost, getting pretty close to it. And it seems to be working out for him. And there, speaking of the devil, there's Mr. Hopkins. He's actually battling for a spot inside the top 10. That's for 8th spot with Zane Farrell.
Zane Farrell in the Toyota on the high side. Mike Hopkins in the Ford down on the bottom. You can see Zane all the way up to that outside line. The 78 truck of Hopkins down the bottom side. Going to slide on up in front of Zane Farrell. Hold on that. And Zane, I don't know if he liked that too much. He gave him a little bit of a fist bump there with the race truck. Going to back her down just a little bit, fall back into the tire tracks with less than 69 laps to go.
Yeah, and behind them, there's a good battle between Corey Casagrande and the 7, and he's got a little bit of a Regan Parents actually slipped back a little bit. Corey's got a bit of a different paint scheme. We'll have to get the story on that. You know, he had that QVC-looking kind of scheme going into the season, the kind of plain Jane black and red scheme, but he's got the purple and yellow going on. I'm not sure what that's all about. We'll have to find out.
100%. You can see most of these drivers relatively single file back up front. Oh, trouble for the 13 of Jeffrey Bradway up to the outside wall. We stay clean, we stay green, crossing the stripe. 66 laps to go. A little bit of damage on the right side of the 13 truck. Going to hold on to it for right now. There you can see we're getting things heated up for the top 3. Brent Roy going to move on the outside in that number 26 Camry Kid Flow Racing truck. He's going to go all the way down to the bottom side. He's going to try and take a shot now at Ryan Messer for the lead.
Yeah, Brent Roy, I was watching him kind of from the corner of my eye there. You know, when we saw the Ryans pull away there at the beginning of the race, Brent reeled them in pretty easily. And I thought it was going to be a matter of time when he was going to challenge these two. He seems to have a very good long-run truck, and that could be trouble for the rest of them before this race is over if we stay green like this.
Showed up at the virtual racetrack just before qualifying. Didn't get a chance to see that 26 truck out on track for practice here tonight, but very obviously quick as he's running P2 right now. Had a solid qualifying effort here as well as we work a lap number 38 as we get ready to cross the line on the front straightaway because we're over here on the back straightaway. As you see the 10 truck going down a lap. We had 32 trucks start here tonight, and man, a little bit of a war of attrition. 23 currently on the lead lap, and we're starting to almost get in to a fuel window where the drivers might start doing a little bit of short pitting action here to basically just make sure they get themselves to the end of the race.
Yeah, it certainly could be possible, especially now that we're working in this heavy lap traffic. The lap times are sure to go down. Although right when we said that, Ryan Messer just recorded the fastest lap. It definitely wasn't that particular lap that we're on right now. But we saw that graphic come up here momentarily, running some laps there in the 23-second range. Or was it 28? My eyesight's been terrible this week. Just been bug-eyed, sitting in front of a computer most of the week. But we got some craziness going on here. Someone moving out of the way there to get out of the way from the leaders. But some heavy lap traffic. A lot of these drivers do not want to lose a lap. We saw Brian Chip go a lap down. Now Jared Adams
He's going to kind of move to the inside there to stay out of the way of these leaders. As we see, Daddio has caught the top three right now. So we've now got a 4-truck battle for the top spot.
Little bit of a sketchy situation with that lap traffic. That was going to be the lap truck, the 7NH of Cody LeBlanc down on the bottom side. We stay clean, we stay green. He gets down, scrapes the wall just a little bit with the left side of the truck, and it was just enough of a distraction. You saw a rare error out of the one truck of Ryan Messer. Got a little bit squirrely, moved up the racetrack just a little bit, had to back out of the throttle so he didn't get up into the 26 truck. But that is, in fact, going to hand the lead over to Brent Roy, the Camry kid, going to take over the win.
Yep, taking the lead right now for the time being. And we got 60 to go. We got 10 more laps until halfway. That's going to be a question. Are these guys, we were talking about short pitting, but are they, I don't know if they can make it on 50 laps on fuel. Well, we did say max of approximately 60 laps estimated, even though the pit window is a little bit before that. So, yeah, it's quite possible. We stay under green, we could see only one pit stop. So that's certainly a possibility as we see Brandon Uhouse now coming into the picture here. I have to see what timing and scoring, what he's being shown, but he's faster than these leaders right now. So I'm curious to see if he made a pit stop because he is 2 laps down currently. And now that if he gets around Brent Roy, he'll put himself only 1 lap down. So maybe someone like Brandon Uhouse did do a short pitting in that Uhouse Racing Designs number 3, as he's pretty much going to fly right by Brent Roy here.
Yeah, just trying to take a look at timing and scoring here. We do have a graphic for that, but for some reason it didn't pop up. Dale Glessner in the 10 car came down 7 laps ago, as did Brandon Uhouse and Adam Henry in the 62. Colby Burkholder came down 8 laps ago. Everyone else is still out there on pit road. Looks like Jason Ricker in the 9 truck going to take a trip down pit road to get himself one of those 2 sets of tires that they'd have down on pit road. And it's one of those deals, Aaron, where these guys are starting to see the guys up front are very, very quick. They've got some great tire management. Maybe they're just trying to get down here, get some of those fresh tires on the race truck, and see if they can rack off a couple of Superman laps and get them back on the lead lap.
Well, yeah, you can see it right here from Brent Roy, leading the way, having a great run. But you see he's sliding through those corners now on these older tires. And you see someone like Colby Burkholder is approaching him pretty quickly. As there you see it on board. He's kind of having to gingerly kind of move it through these corners on these old tires. Maybe just trying to make it through this entire pit sequence before coming in. I have a feeling, though, that some of these leaders, they're going to need to make their way down pit road here shortly. We're nearing halfway, so once again, maybe they're kind of just trying to ride it out, so then they only need to make 1 pit stop. But it's going to be interesting how things kind of settle in. If we end up with a yellow flag at a certain point, you might see the entire field come down. So there's a lot of things that could happen. Right now, we've been green this entire way, so it's a lot still to be figured out.
And that was one of the things that every single driver in the garage area was worried about. What if we have green flag pit stops? Pit road speed is something ridiculous, like 40 miles an hour here, as you can see there on the right-hand side of your screen. Drivers coming down pit road, taking a look at the pit stop times as well as the pit lane time. That's how long it takes the drivers to drive down pit lane, is also how long those pit stops are. Now, one of the cool little trinkets that we have here with VidaneTV. And there you see the Camry kid going to come down pit road. Evan Bollier right in behind him in the 56 truck going to come to a stop. Coming in a little bit hot there, but that's going to hand the lead over to Ryan Messer. Still has not come down. It looks like the top 8, 9, 10 drivers still haven't come down pit road yet for tires.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Once again, who wants to, maybe someone wants to stay out and lead halfway. Well, Messer's not going to be one of them, and it looks like Libby and Daddy are just going to follow suit. Libby got a little loose there coming down that change from the banking to the apron, but he makes it work. They're all coming down pit road, and now we have Jeffrey Bradway, looks like up front,
inheriting the lead, and you can see he's got himself a massive lead. Everybody else, well, not quite. There's Reggie Parent right in behind there in second. Still has to come down pit road. Taking a look, it looks like the top 12 drivers still have to come down pit road. Ryan Libby, everybody kind of taking their turns there, as you can see those drivers coming on down. Gives you the position, where they're running, who they are. It's kind of a neat little tool that we have here. There's Jason Ricker in the 9 truck holding on to it. Well, trying to hold on to it. The 7 truck going to get down on the bottom side. So there's a really good comparison of what older tires and newer tires is going to be able to do. And one of the cool things about having, there you see Jeffrey Bradway going to come down and give up the lead, get some of those tires as well. Reggie Parent going to stay out and lead himself a lap here at the Rock. And it's one of those deals where you can make half the race on a set of tires, on a tank of fuel, come back down, you can make the same 50 laps once again. So taking a lot of the fuel mileage out and leaving in maybe a set of tires down there for a late race caution could be very interesting as we get closer and closer to the end of this one.
Definitely can be very interesting. But we saw the way those cars were sliding around. It's that if we continue under green and someone tries to make it the next 50 lap stint, wow, it's going to be interesting to see them trying to hold on to these trucks. Joey Dwyer in the 73, currently running in second. We haven't said much about him, but he's staying out. He's kind of a master of tire strategy when it comes to some of these longer pass races in New England. So right now, though, Ryan Messer and Ryan Libby, the early leaders, going by him. That is not for position. They are behind because they made their green flag pit stop. Dwyer staying out for another lap. Reggie Parent, the leader, I believe, stayed out once again. Jeffrey Bradway came in. We saw him come in when he took the cross flags from Barney, but he ended up taking it down pit road the next time by. There's Dan Winter now running in third in the 81. I think he's another one that has not pitted.
Taking a peek at it, 6 drivers. DJ Gerard going to give up a spot, going to come down pit road. There's Scott McDonald in the 44 car running in fourth, still has to come down pit road. Garrett Benson in the 77 going to give up that top 5 spot, get some tires on that machine. The 73 going to come down here as well. So getting past the halfway marker, these drivers are getting ready to tap out. They need those tires, they want those tires, and they wanted them 20 laps ago.
Yeah, the interesting thing is some of those drivers that decided to stay out, they're probably desperately looking for a caution flag, because right now it's, there's not many trucks on the lead lap. So, but now Ryan Messer and Ryan Libby, the early leaders, have unlapped themselves, and Brent Roy as well. He's actually further ahead of the Ryans, so he might be the one that's in the driver's seat here when we cycle back around, and he may have a significant lead. Maybe not, though, because Kenny Kibbe's actually running behind him in track position. He must have had a pretty good pit stop. So that's going to make things interesting here, seeing if the Ryans, Ryan Libby and Ryan Messer, can actually catch back up to them.
Remember that pass right there. Libby around Messer here with 44 laps to go. We may revisit that later on here this evening. But as you made mention, Brent Roy way ahead of these cats, running in the second spot. Joe Dwyer still has to come down pit road, as does Scott McDonald in the 44 truck. 58 laps on a set of tires. Those tires are screaming at this point.
That's for sure. But one thing that might come in handy, though, is that, obviously they may not have to even pit anymore now that they're coming back down. And they will be on close to, 7, 8, 9, 10 laps fresher tires than other drivers when this race is coming to a conclusion, if we stay under green. If there's a yellow after things have cycled around and we've got extra tires in the pits, why not take it? All the strategy's out the window then. So that's all kind of dependent on whether or not there is a yellow flag before this race is over. But Brent Roy really going to be setting he's setting the pace now in that 26, as the 43 Jared Adams in front of him, and it gets a bit loose there, and I think he might be losing a second lap if I'm not mistaken, as I look at timing and scoring. So some drivers Rockingham not to their liking, some of them it is, such as Brent Roy.
73 and 44 down on pit road. You saw the 0 of DJ Gerard down pit road again. Got to wonder if that was a penalty on the double-aught truck, and had to come back down and serve that penalty. So that's unfortunate for DJ Gerard. But Brent Roy up front by about a half second. There you see Kenny Kibbe in the 4-car truck. We're gonna have to get a graphic for how many times we've messed that up. But you can see we're still working a little bit of lap traffic up there. Ryan Libby back here in third. Ryan Messer back to fourth. Dale Glessner, early pit stop for Glessner. These guys in the top 4 pitted 11, 12 laps ago. Dale Glessner came down about 26 laps ago. Got the 4 tires, banged out a little bit of the sheet metal damage, and he is rocking that 5th position. You can see the 77 truck down on the bottom side, a lap or 2 down trying to get back closer to 1 lap down. Evan Bollier in the 6th position. Steve Daddio, Zane Farrell, Jeffrey Bradway, and Brandon Newhouse, the top 10 as they run.
Yeah, Dale Glessner, that's an interesting. So I thought that he might have fallen off the pace earlier, but it was just an early pit stop. But that's one thing, though. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it the rest of the way. So he's one of those drivers that's probably banking on a late race caution. So then he can come in and be in the same pretty much sequence as the leaders and have a top 5 truck right here. He's got the track position right now, but as those tires continue going away, he's going to continue slipping back and then having to struggle to stay on the lead lap, and might even lose a couple laps if he has to come back down for another pit stop.
And there you can see the lap time comparison between the 1st and 2nd driver, Brent Roy, and the 26 truck up front. 4 of Kenny Kibbe there in 2nd place. Having to deal with a little bit of lap traffic there, but you can see has gotten through it, has a little bit of clean air now between he and Brent Roy. You got to wonder if that 4 truck's going to be able to pick up the pace.
Yeah, Brent Roy's truck really is just showing what it's got. It's long runs. So he's going to be hard to beat, it seems like. As we see the 21 Eric Kern still on the struggle bus there. We saw him drop off the pace early on, and he's back out there. But not going his way today. But middle pack here, Johnny Miller, Arsal, Adam Henry, all having pretty good runs. Adam Henry running in 15th in that Griff's Tire Supply number 62. He's doing a good job right now in that machine. And they lap by Brent Bickerstaff, a rookie in the series, as Reggie Parent now is moving back up through the field. We saw him slip back a good bit. I don't know what happened to Reggie Parent. He's back in, was back in about 17th. That was actually a past 4 position as the 17th sped by there, and he's kind of checked out. But he's got a lot of ground to pick up, and we've got a yellow flag, Paul.
Caution comes out. It was right there on our screen. Still trying to figure out how to work the replay machine with this new system. Don't hold that against me. So we might be a little bit lacking on the replays if we don't catch the live shots. Something we really haven't been able to work on because I've been on the road for the past month, it seems like. But caution flies here with lap 33. It does in fact give us an opportunity though to talk about tonight's sponsored driver. That is Adam Henry with the Griff's Tire Supply. Griff's Tire Supply 100 here at the Rock. Having himself a solid run. Last truck on the lead lap, but he did make that early pit stop. So you gotta figure that 62 truck going to come down and get that second set of tires to see if he can get that truck to perform just a little bit better. His best career speedway finish is 13th last season at New Hampshire, which is a 1-mile oval. 3 top 15 finishes at speedways. And his NEP's bet over-under finish for Adam tonight. Get this, he's running an 18th. His NEP bet's over-under finish for tonight, 18.5. So we might be giving Mr. Salvatore a cool, crisp high five for nailing that little bit of a statistic earlier on. We'll see how the night plays out, though.
Yeah, there's still a long way to go. And Adam's a pretty good shoe in the modified as well out at Jennerstown Speedway. Looking at his stats for 2024, ran a limited schedule. Looks like 5 events, but had 3 top 5s in those 5 events. So Adam is one of those drivers always to watch on and off the track. He sometimes on the track the same time as Dale Glessner in real life out at Jennerstown on Saturday nights over the summer. So we see them both here on Thursday nights, and we'll continue seeing them as we go through the winter.
So you can see we had ourselves some pit stops on this one, and it jumbles up the strategy in a big, big way. There are a couple of drivers that did come down for the second time. Brent Roy, Kenny Kibbe, Evan Bollier, Steve Daddio all down, Dale Glessner, pretty much everybody from 6th on back. Ryan Libby, Ryan Messer, Jeffrey Bradway, Zane Farrell, Corey Casagrande, the top 5 as they run. Reggie Parent in 6th, Brent Roy, the first truck to come down and get himself some tires. So it's going to be interesting here. 30 laps to go. We know these guys can make it about 50 laps or so on a set of tires. A little bit more if you stretch it out, but we will see what these drivers are able to do with fresh tires from 6th on back.
Yes, since we're inside the final third of this race, I'm kind of surprised to see that a few of them stayed out, but kind of banking on maybe cooling these tires and then hitting the go button and having the track position just enough so that some of these drivers on fresher tires that did come in the pits aren't able to kind of tackle them before this race is over. We talked about passing being somewhat at a premium. We've seen some pretty good passing today. I can tell you that here at Rockingham. So we're going to get ready to double up. It's going to be Ryan Messer and actually Ryan Libby and Ryan Messer. Well, it could be either way, depending on which whether Libby chooses the outside or inside when we go back to green. And then behind them, it looks like it's going to be Jeffrey Bradway going to be starting in third with Zane Farrell in fourth and Corey Casagrande rounding out the top five.
Lights out on the non-manufacturer specific iRacing safety car. Everybody lining up 2 by 2 all the way through. That pair of Ryan still up front. Jeffrey Bradway, the dark horse here tonight, running in third. Zane Farrell, Corey Casagrande, the top five. Reggie Parent there in sixth. Those are the top 6 drivers that stayed out. So you got 21 laps on tires for Messer and Libby, 19 laps for Bradway, 25 laps for Zane Farrell, 14 laps for Parent, and 25 for Corey Casagrande. Everybody else came down and took 4 fresh tires. So 30 laps to go, 29 to go with the restart. Aaron, this is about to get interesting.
Oh, for sure. We're gonna get things pretty interesting here in the meantime. So let's see what happens when we go back racing. They're going through those high bank turns 3 and 4. That cool rock scoreboard. I was trying to think of the word for that. But here we go. We got multiple colors and multiple truck makes, multiple teams. Ryan Libby gets out to a really good restart. Jeffrey Bradway is going to use that inside line to try to muscle second away from Ryan Messer.
Yeah, huge distance there for Libby in that 46 truck. Ryan Messer going to try and hold off the charge from Bradway, but you can see these drivers know they need to get going now. They need to get going 5 laps ago because everybody in behind them has fresh tires, and it's a bit of a gaggle there outside of the top 10. There you see Brett and Roy dropping back just a couple of spots in that number 26 Flow Racing truck. Corey Casagrande in the new pink and purple 7CT truck. He's down on the bottom side. Little bit of a wiggle there from Dale Glessner. Check that. That was Brandon Uhouse in the 3 truck and behind there. They're still side by side all the way around the racetrack.
Oh, yeah, we got some good racing going on right now. I had a feeling this is what we might see if we got a yellow flag. Brent Roy is back in the mix there. A 7-truck battle for the lead at the moment. We almost went 3 wide there. Kenny Kibbe looks like he thought a little better of it there. Maybe he didn't have the momentum to get along the inside of Ryan Messer there. And actually, this is for second spot because Ryan Libby has pulled far away at the moment. And he is just enjoying probably seeing this in his rearview mirror.
Yeah, it is 11 a.m. at the Libby Hotel because he has checked out. He is gone. 0.6 of a second is the lead between the 46 and the 17 truck. And the 17 has a mirror full of Kibbe. Ryan Messer there in 4th. Jeff Bradway holding on to 5th. Champ Steve Daddio in the number 99 in 6th. Brent Roy, Evan Bollier, Dale Glessner, Austin Belke, the top 10. And as it looks, we will take a peek. We don't know if this was just run right now. Fastest lap, still Ryan Messer's 23.715 from earlier on. Oh, Messer! Oh, no!
That was Messer.
That is the biggest example, I think, of the broadcasting curse I think we've ever had here on VidaneTV. The one truck around, bringing out the caution for the second time here with 25 laps to go.
Yeah, and I'm not sure we caught the end of that. I'm not sure if there was contact. Let's see. I mean, a lot of close quarter racing going on right here. We are 3 wide in the corner there. Coming out of 2, and I don't think there was contact. I think Messer was just trying to stay off the 56 of Bollier and went around there. I mean, it looked like if he wasn't going to do that, he was going to get into the side of that 56 machine. I don't know. There might have been slight contact, but I don't know if there was anything Bollier could have done there because he was pretty much holding his line there, it seemed.
Yeah, that's tough. When you go from 3 wide back to 3 wide, you can see the 56 not quite clear. The one, definitely just a racing deal at that point.
Yeah.
3 wide at the Rock. Man, oh man, you can see a couple of drivers coming into the 53 truck having a rough night here at the Rock, but doesn't look like Messer hit anything too hard. Going to come down pit road though and try and knock out some of the virtual damage on that number 1 truck, but that is also an opportunity for that one team to put some fresh stickers on that truck. I do believe he's got one more set down on pit road, so we're going to get the restart with 20 laps to go. Messer's going to have fresh tires. Woo!
Yeah, that's what I was about to say that too. Yeah, he's going to have some feel goods on this truck now. I have a feeling was one of those drivers that stayed out for the last green flag, and we see Jeffrey Bradway actually came in as well in the 13. He restarted in third. Maybe didn't like the way that those older tires were functioning and decided to come back in. And you know what? It could be a difference having these a few laps newer tires on this car on these trucks before the race concludes. So we'll have to see how it all works out. Kenny Kibbe is it's gonna be Libby and Kibbe. How about that? First time we've really said that this season. They're gonna make up the front row, and we had Ryan and Ryan earlier. Now it's the Libby and Kibbe show potentially.
Everybody single file here so far. We'll see if we can talk to our resident Canadian, the Camry kid in the 26 Flow Racing truck. Brent Roy, you got a copy?
I certainly do, guys. What's going on tonight?
Oh, not too much. It looks like that 26 truck's pretty quick with tires on it.
Yeah, if we just get in the right lane and kind of get some good racing brakes here and some luck, it might turn our fortunes around. We've restarted ahead of all these guys, ahead of us, and now we're behind them. So I got everything to work for, but we got a fast truck. We'll see. Our strength was on the long run. I was really hoping it was going to go green, but cards are what they are, and we'll see what we got.
First race here at the Rock for NEP in any series. Noticed you came in just a little bit hot before qualifying. Did you get some practice laps in before tonight?
Got 0 practice laps in tonight and put our P4 in qualifying, so pretty proud of the effort there.
Absolutely. 26 truck, very, very strong. Going to be strong, going to be fun to watch here later on. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Brent Roy, number 26 truck, having himself a solid run here tonight. We do have an onboard camera for Brent Roy, but we're still trying to work the bugs and the kinks out of it. I'm hoping to have it up and running for next week's show. Something else that we're working on here at VidaneTV. Lots of cool stuff, lots of cool and neat ideas that we've been kind of bouncing around, and some stuff that I've learned on the road from iRacing producers Ryan Bauer and Andrew Cardinale IV. Just some brilliant minds in the iRacing world and some brilliant minds in the real racing world. The Penguin in Chief, Tony Stevens, helping us out in a big way here at VidaneTV with a lot of knowledge, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool to be surrounded by some folks that want to see you survive and see you thrive and see you succeed. That's the word I was looking for. But the lights are off on that pace car. We are getting ready to go green flag racing once again. We're all doubled up. Libby and Bibby up on the front row. And we're 2x2 all the way through. Green flag flies once again here at Rockingham Speedway.
Inside 20 laps to go, and Libby gets another great restart and charges into turn 1. Kibbe's going to try to keep up. Reggie Parent running in third now. A lot going on right here. Daddio right there. Glessner within the top 5. That strategy really worked out for Glessner, that early pit stop and then being on the same sequence as these drivers now. He's been right in that front pack now. This entire second half of the race. Evan Boyer trying to go 2 for 2 this season. He's going to have a few more spots to, oh boy, and getting really loose there in the 56. Definitely didn't hold his line there. We said he might have that last green flag run, but that did not work out for Evan. He's going to lose some ground. Brent Roy is going to get by in the 26. Boyer does recover, though. He's going to follow in the 26's tracks, and we got a battle for the lead.
Kibbe and Libby side by side, door to door. The 4 up on the high side, the 46 down on the bottom. Still going to be the 4 truck for the time being. Libby's there, Daddio's there as well, and you can see that sunset starting to really set here at the racetrack. That's going to absolutely affect the visibility for some of these drivers. We'll take a look in the onboard here from the reigning defending champ, the 99. Look at that glare. That is tough. That is a tough spot to be in on the racetrack. But then you can see the rest of the racetrack over here a little bit or mostly in shade. So you got to wonder if that grip's going to start to change just a little bit.
It's quite possible. We only have 17 laps to decide this, so things could change. Steven Daddio moving up to second, or potentially moving up to second. Libby fighting back in the 46. Things, yeah, like we've kind of seen a change of hands up front now. It went from Libby and Messer up front to now Kibbe and Daddio towards the front. A couple of past champs in the top 2. And where's our other champ, John Peters? Fortunately, I don't think we've seen him out there today after a strong start to the year at Daytona. That's unfortunate. the drivers do get one drop, so he's going to be exercising that pretty early this season. But right now, we see Daddio running in second. He's going to try to track down the champion from the season before, Kenny Kibbe.
And Ryan Libby doing everything he can to hold on here at this point. He's got the oldest tires on track right now. It's been 36, 37 laps as he crosses the stripe since he's been down pit road. Once again, those tires screaming. Been about 18 laps for Kibbe and Daddio, so those guys are going to drive off into the sunset. Evan Bollier came down the same lap 18 laps ago. Parent came down 30 laps ago, so you got to wonder what that 17 truck is feeling like right now. You can see he is drifting all the way up the racetrack, utilizing every little piece of real estate to try and keep that 56 truck in behind him. And how about Brent Roy? He's got some fresh tires as well. Came down under that last caution. The number 26 Camry Kid Flow Racing Tundra is moving his way up towards the top 5.
Yeah, that's kind of the strategy maybe if you are on older tires is use up all those grooves to try to keep your truck wide, and then maybe nobody will get by you. But right now we see they're approaching, I think that's a slower truck that they're going by. Evan Boyer, actually no, that's Reggie Parent right there in the 17.
Yeah, so, Reggie Parent getting up into that wall. Looks like he almost kissed it a second time there. He wants tires on that thing, and he wanted them 20 laps ago, but trying to stay out for that track position. You can see side by side right now doing everything he can inside that 17 truck to hold on to it. And here's a great shot from the onboard wearing those bright white gloves. You can really see how he's sawing on the wheel, and man, this is one of those tough things where you can just see that leader slowly drive away up to the wall once again. He's hoping for a late race caution to try and get some stickers on this thing.
Yeah, you might be running out of time though with the number of trucks we still have on the lead lap. There's not a ton, but there's still a decent amount. And yeah, Messer's fighting that truck, but somehow he's staying ahead of these other drivers at the moment. And look who we got sneaking into the picture now, the 24 of Elston Belke, kind of doing what he normally does. It wasn't on one of our drivers to watch, but I kind of compare him to like a Matt Kenseth, where you don't really see him fighting for the top spots early on. Then all of a sudden, there he is near the end of the race. And Jeff Bradway on those fresher tires, look at him working the outside in that 13. He is making up spots quick. We could be talking to him before the end of the night.
Freshest tires in the race is on that 13 truck right now. He is in traffic in a big way, but he is doing very, very well up on that high side. They're slicing and dicing up in front of him for position. Everybody trying to hold on to a top 10. Everybody trying to get themselves into the top 5. And they're all chasing down Kenny Kibbe, but he gone. He is 3/4 of a second in front of reigning defending series champ, the 99 of Steve Daddio. Ryan Libby little bit further on back, and there you can see, oh, big slap there for the 17 of Reggie Parent. He's doing everything he can to try and keep Bollier in behind him, but I think it's going to be a rough 8 laps for that 17 truck.
Yeah, I'm sure what's going through the heads of Brent Roy, Evan Boyer, and a couple of these other drivers is, let's just get by this 46 and the 17. Let's just somehow find a way by, because the front two are just taking off. If the 46 and 17 obviously doing what they're trying to do is stay ahead right now on those older tires, but look at this bunch of trucks. And Evan, 17 got in the wall again. And now that's going to allow some of these trucks to get by.
Oh,
Dale Custer dirt tracking it. Did he save it? I don't think he did.
It looks like he saved it, but it looks like we are under caution. This is going to get wild. This is going to get wild. We'll back this up real quick here and take a little look-see at it to try and catch up with pit stops, because you bet your bottom dollar there's going to be some pit stops. There you see the 17, the 56 kind of parting the seas there. Keep an eye on the 10. There in the center of your screen, a little bit of a bump ski there from the Bradway machine. Saves it. Monster save there from Dale Glessner in that 10 truck.
Yeah, that was certainly was a close call. I'm glad nobody else was able to make. We've had a couple of yellows, but no big wrecks. I'm going to probably jinx it now. As we do, we're going to be setting up for probably about a 3-lap dash. And we're going to see if anyone decides to come down pit road. It might be too little too late. I mean, I'm sure someone like Reggie Parent wants new tires, or Ryan Libby, but they're going to lose track position if they do that. Looks like only one taker down pit road, and that's Ryan Messer, who I think is he's still on the lead lap. But actually, no, he's not. As I have timing and scoring at my leisure, looks like he's a lap. I think so. He's a lap down.
I think it's on the lead lap.
Oh, is he? Okay.
It looks like Kyle Casagrande in the...
He just crossed the line. That's why I was kind of misjudging that. But yeah, Ryan
Ah.
Messer is on the lead lap, and maybe a little bit of a strategy here to get the rest of those tires. I think he might have 2 tires left in that pit area, so why not see what you can do? Maybe make up a few positions, pull a little Hail Mary at the end of this one.
Aaron, what better way to spend a Thursday night than to watch 32 of the best sim racers in the Northeast and really all over the country, all over 2 countries? We're going to get ourselves a little green-white checkered action at Rockingham. These drivers have not been here in this series in any division in the 5 seasons that we've run. This is the first time anybody's really seen this racetrack, and it's been a whale of a race. It's been very, very good, and business is about to pick up in a big, big way.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen some close calls here, but we might see quite a few when we go back to green. And it looks like I think we're going to have a green-white checker finish because they have not formed up double file, and we have 4 to go this time. So then next time by, we're going to have 3 to go when they double up most likely. And then we're going to have a green-white checker finish. Maybe the first attempt of many. Hopefully not. But Kenny Kibbe, Stephen Daddio, those guys are the favorites. Ryan Libby's just hoping to get some kind of a good restart and break away from some of these competitors that have been just hounding him during the latter part of that green flag run. Evan Boyer running in 4th. He's looking for his 2nd straight podium.
And I'm sitting here in the production trailer here, and I'm looking up at my production feed, and I'm wondering, like, did this get dirty? Is there dust on that? No, the sun went away. The clouds have come out over Rockingham Speedway, and with iRacing over the past couple of years, they've worked on this dynamic weather. They've worked on dynamic track conditions. They've worked on the dynamic tire model. Things are going to change. These drivers, they practice at conditions similar to 10 a.m. They qualified at about 2 p.m. during the day, and it's getting on into the sunset. The sun is getting covered up by the clouds. It's starting to cool off just a little bit. This is going to get crazy. Everybody up front has about 29 or older, 29 lap or older tires. The freshest set of tires is all the way back in the, not sure what that was, in the 18th position. That's going to be the Adam Henry machine.
Yeah, there's 18 trucks on the lead lap, 19 trucks on the lead lap. It's still going to be anyone's race, really. We're going to get ready to go back to green. The weather conditions, like you said, it's pretty, the temperature's going down, both on the track surface and in the air. And it's going to get pretty busy right in a few seconds here. Kenny Kibbe going to try to get a good restart, potentially the last restart. He does. There he goes, pulling off. Ryan Libby able to get inside of Stephen Daddio, despite that car being on older tires. Here we go. We're going to we will have a 3-lap dash to the finish. I guess I miscounted there. And right now, oh, no, we're back under yellow.
Indeed we are. There's the Bobby Ship machine. The 04 pointed, well, he's pointing in the right direction, but slow on the pace. I'm not seeing anybody pointed in the wrong direction, so that's definitely good news. There you see the 48 of Brian Ship down on pit road, but he's also 15 laps down, so it may have been something where the race officials didn't like that restart, because Libby did, or Kibbe did kind of pull away just a little bit, but we don't have any official word on that, so we'll re-rack them, restack them, and we'll try it one more again.
Yep, we'll see what happens. We'll have another green-white checker finish here in the NEP world, so it's going to be interesting right now to see how this all shakes out. Man, I don't know. I don't want to necessarily make any kind of predictions here because I don't really know what's going to happen.
Yeah, tough to tell, and we've made calls before, and well, we've seen drivers wreck as we were trying to make the call on those. So I'm not going to make any picks. We'll do that. We are working on some cool stuff though with driver picks. We may very well be bringing a little bit of fantasy racing into it as well. Just some more cool tricks that kind of doing a little collab project between VidaneTV and RSal TV. So definitely keep an eye out on the socials for that there in the future. There you can see Mr. Winter in the 81 truck going to get the free pass. He's going to go back around this field, and I believe that's going to put the 81 truck back on the lead lap. So we started with 32. We're down to 22 on the lead lap with the second attempt at a green-white checker.
Yeah, I'm surprised we got 22 on the lead lap. We did have couple drivers go down. Dale Glessner, I think, pitted that this last time. He's down to 21st. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here. And again, thanks to Arcel for all these great stats that we've had at our leisure throughout this week and every week. As I know, with the traveling you do and the high amount of hours I've been working my full-time job, yeah, sometimes we come swinging in here like a wrecking ball when we get here on Thursday evening. Try to prepare as much as we can, but sometimes, there's just not enough hours in the day.
That's a fact, Jack. Man, if I could, I really need to put my last 3 weeks on paper just to kind of give myself an idea as what the heck I did. Because I started in Connecticut, I went down to Virginia for Dominion Raceway, did the NX Asphalt National show there, ran one of the top cameras, drove all the way down to Jacksonville, Florida. VidaneTV co-founder Wesley Hogue, or Cole Bohannon, depending on who you ask, got himself married, so got to hang out with him, Kyle Young, John Adams, crew chief Uncle Al, whole bunch of sim racers down at that wedding. That was an absolute blast. From there, drove back to North Carolina, hooked up with the Penguin in Chief, Mr. Tony Stevens, and the Igloo trailer, drove that all the way out to Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, worked the ASA All-American 400 weekend on the Turn 1 camera, which you can check that show out over on MAV TV, I believe next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Pretty cool to be able to sit down and watch a show you worked on TV. But then we drove back to North Carolina, back up here to Connecticut, came in hot last night, about an hour before showtime. That was Tuesday night, an hour before showtime for the RBR Season Ocho. Those late models kicking off, or street stocks rather, kicking things off for their Tuesday night league. We had the Turn 4 podcast iRacing Winter League last night. We've got NEP Season 6 Race 2 here tonight. Taking the weekend off. Just kidding. We got a lot of video highlight packages we got to put together, and the Fast One Late Model Nationals are going to be back for race number 2 this Monday night. Before their race, you'll be able to check out the highlights from this past Monday. It's been an ordeal. It has been a stretch. This race has been a little bit of a stretch, but it's been entertaining. Lights out on the pace car, 2x2. We're getting ready to rock and roll once again here at The Rock.
Yeah, we're rocking and rolling in USA right here, and parts of Canada.
That's right.
So here we go. Kenny Kibbe, Stephen Daddio, row number 1. We'll see if it's kind of a remake of the last restart. And kind of is. Kibbe getting off to a great jump. Libby going inside of Daddio, inside to turn 1. But here comes Brent Roy in the 26. He's going to try to get a burst here. But look on the outside. Stephen Daddio is not giving up in that second spot. We got a spinner. That's Jeffrey Bradway into the inside wall. Are we going to have another yellow? Yes, we are.
Indeed, we are. Tough break for Bradway. Tonight's dark horse in that 13 truck. Looks like he hit so hard that motor went kerplooey. He is just kind of rolling down there. I'm sure he's okay because it's a sim rig, so that's definitely good news. But we'll take a quick peek here at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. There you see the the white and green truck down on the bottom side. A little bit of door banging there, a little bit of a fist bump between trucks, between he and Bollier. And there's, well, a little bit more of a fist bump from Zane Farrell in the 14 truck. Sends the 13 down and around there. You heard the bang bang. That 13 truck is kaput.
Yeah, that's got to be just one. We said he's okay physically, but I don't know about emotionally. That's Jeffrey Bradway's been fast all week from the time they had the open practice Tuesday to pretty much being in the top 10 this entire race. So that's got to be very disappointing. He's going to fall outside the top 20 more than likely in the final finishing order now, and that's going to hurt this early in the season when you're looking for every point possible now instead of later.
What do the kids call that? Emotional damage?
I don't know what the kids say.
Neither do I. I deleted TikTok a long time ago, so I'm not entirely sure. I'm not really hip, not really limping with the biscuit anymore.
Limping with the biscuit. I understand that.
That's because we're old. That's because we're old, Aaron. Having some fun here on a Thursday night. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're live all over the internet. We're still trying to take over the internet. We're over on the Facebook pages for VidaneTV and the NEP series. Give us a like and a follow if you haven't already. We're over on the YouTube page as well. Do a quick search for VidaneTV. Pops right up. You get all the videos on demand from all the races we've done since 2020, and it's over 600 races. There's a lot of content going on in that VidaneTV YouTube page. We're over on Twitch as well. Got to give a shout out to everybody tuned in on Twitch. We're still doing the production feed on twitch.tv/strictly94. Down the road sometime this season, I promise you, it's going to turn into a behind-the-scenes deal. You'll be able to watch me push a bunch of buttons, as entertaining as that could be. But these guys putting on a heck of a show here for you. No better way than to spend it with all the fans out there watching here. This is the third attempt. Is this the final attempt at a green-white checkered? It's been a minute since I've had to check the rule book.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. And we can't go on forever tonight, can we? I mean, we got places to be in the morning and whatnot. But I guess if we want to party at the Rock and the Thunder Alley here all night long, I guess we can. We're going to probably double up here this next time by. Ryan Libby, he seems pretty anxious to get going here because he's got those older tires. And if we continue doing green-white checker finishes, I don't know. We might be talking about drivers like Libby that have only pitted once today, get pit close there on fuel as well. We saw plenty of that a few weeks back. I don't think we want to see any more of that tonight, but we'll see what happens here. Kenny Kibbe, Steven Daddio, they're going to double up once again, and we're going to see if they can make it through a few more than 2 corners. The rest of the field can, and finish off this deal. See who gets to sip that cheer wine that I know is pretty prominent there in the Rockingham area.
That it is. I had cheer wine for the first time this past couple of weeks. It's almost like a better Dr. Pepper.
You need to come down in May. They have an entire festival for cheer wine.
Oh, I think what we may have to talk Tim Terry into coming down for that as well, because I know he's a big fan of cheer wine.
Yeah, we'll have to tell the tracks in Maritime Canada to take off that weekend in May so that he can make it down. So, but I know he ended up getting down here to Charlotte in the summertime still, somehow finding time. And Tim's always traveling and having a good time as well. So we're doubling up 2x2x2. We're going to get ready to rock and roll here in just a moment.
Kibbe Dad, Libby Roy, Boltlier Parent, the top 6 as they run. Zane Farrell, Austin Belkey, Johnny Miller, and Colby Burkholder, the top 10. Green flag flying once again. Great jump for the 4-car truck. Everybody's on similar tires, but you can see Libby working that bottom side. He's got about 20 laps more on that set of tires. They've had a couple of cautions to cool everything down. I think we're going to be able to see these guys race their way all the way to that checkered flag into 3 and 4. They're going to be seeing the white flag, a white rag from Barney up in the flag stand. 1 lap to go here at the Rock.
Yeah, Libby was just hoping for 2 more laps with these tires, and he's still trying. But I think he's just slipped out of a podium spot. Regan Barron's still kissing that wall a bunch of times. Pace cars, I don't know what the pace car's doing. Did we end up with another yellow flag here on the final lap?
Solid maybe. Yeah, solid maybe. And being that was the 3rd attempt. Yeah, I think we can call that the race. We'll see what timing and scoring does here as we cross the stripe. Like there's a couple of drivers pointed in the wrong direction there in the back of the field, but pace car has. Yeah, there it is. There it is, the 4 truck. Kenny Kibbe going to come home with the victory. Steve Daddio there in 2nd, and how about it, Brent Roy in the 26. Up to 3rd, Ryan Libby, Evan Bollier, the top 5. We're going to talk to the top 3 here in the post-race show. Kind of a lackluster finish, but man, oh man, what a great race to build up to that.
Yeah, a bit anticlimactic, but you'll have those some days. But I'm sure some of these drivers up front there in these podium positions are pretty happy with their results, especially Kenny Kibbe in that number 4. So we look forward to bringing him in and talking to the driver of the number 4 with his first victory of the season. And as the pace car kind of now Kenny can kind of do his little celebration now that we've got an official race. He's going to speed along here through the turns and come greet those fans that are cheering him on in that number 4 truck.
And we're going to catch up with that Nocturnal Sim Racing number 4 truck driver as he's doing the burnouts. Man, oh man, what a great run here tonight. And coming home with the victory. Talk to us. How was that truck towards the end?
I don't think we got him in the room, do we?
Nope, because I put him in the wrong room. Let's do the whole interview from the top. Kenny Kibbe burning down the Nocturnal Sim Racing tires on the back of that number 4 truck. Solid race, top 3 all night long, coming home with the victory. How nerve-wracking were those last couple of restarts there towards the end?
Yeah, I mean, the first restart there was the scariest one because I didn't know what to expect. So once we got that one down, I was pretty confident in what we had, but at the same time, it was like, I just want to get this thing over with, and every restart's another opportunity for everybody else to get by you. But knew we had a tire advantage, at least compared to a couple cars up front. Having a teammate up there is always nice, even though I knew he was going to race us hard if he did have an opportunity. But yeah, nice to bring it home.
And a solid points day as well here. It's crazy to think we're already talking points here for race number 2, but definitely not a bad spot to be in, coming home with the victory here. Who gets you done? Who gets you to and from the racetrack? Who gets you to the who gets you to the racetrack? I was trying to read 6 different things at once and came out with the same question. So who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack?
Yeah, I just like to thank everybody at the NEP series for coming together every week. It's a lot of fun. Everybody at 4 Wide Weaponry, the team, another great run for us. Austin got a top 10 today as well, so good for him. And then Steve again being consistent as always. And thanks to everybody who likes to ride on board with me on Twitch, and thanks to you guys up in the booth at VidaneTV.
Kenny Kibbe coming home with another victory here in the NEP series, first for the Super Truck Series. Aaron, you're down pit road just a little bit further. You've caught up with the champ because the champ is here, and he finished in second.
Yeah, the defending champion, Stephen Daddio, will get to talk to you again on the podium. Second place, oh so close to the victory, but just a little bit off there. And how was it? It looked like it was a bit tough being on that outside line for those last few restarts.
Yeah, I think gosh, it's so hard. You get the momentum coming out of 2, but the bottom line's preferable on the restart there. Kenny kind of jumped out big, and at least I got to clear Libby and keep my momentum going down the backstretch, and it helped me into 3 and 4. And then once we broke away, we were pretty good. I don't think Libby or Reggie took tires, so we had a bit of a tire advantage late in the race there. So it was a little bit easier for me on the outside. The strategy just seemed to work out.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the stories today, was the difference on tire strategy. Like you were correct, Libby and Reggie both did. They were on older tires, and it seemed like they were quite tough to get around. So it was passing. Just even during the green flag runs, was it tough? We saw a decent amount of passing, but it did seem to be at a premium.
It depends on who you were running and how deep into the run you were. It seemed like late into the run, the bottom line was preferable, but you could get more momentum up top. This track gives you a lot of options. And but yeah, like I said, it depends on who you run, but bottom line seemed to prevail. Generally, I like to save tires to see what we can do late in the run. I did that in the first stretch, and I think I actually saved too much. So I ran a bit more aggressively late in the race. And I think I was 3 wide there for a second going into 1. That was a little sketchy, but I think you had to do it at that point because when you're getting down to it, there's room, but it's so hard because you get that momentum up top and you just come out a little slower on bottom. But all things considered, I think everybody ran a pretty good race, at least up front. Brent, Evan, Reggie, Messer was up there for a bit. Libby was so fast. I mean, all these guys, they seemed to figure it out, and that was a lot of fun. I'd run here every week if we could.
Yeah, sure looked like a lot of fun, and just ending it off with another podium finish. This is a pretty good way to start off your title defense.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal. Thinking back to last year, I think we got hot, and I guess we're staying hot. I think Austin mentioned championship hangover in the duels, and I think I took offense to that. I took that personally. So we're gonna run a little bit up front, I think, for the rest of the year. At least I hope. It feels that way right now. Everything feels good. I feel like I'm dialed in, and again with my teammates, I can't thank them enough. It's the strategy with with a fixed set, you really got to think different and be smart and then execute. And I think everybody at 4 Wide everybody does their job, and we came out on top, or P2, I should say. Kenny came out on top. Kenny was my pick to win, by the way. So I don't know what sportsbook's paying out, but like my money, please.
Well, I'm not the one in charge of that, unfortunately. But another podium finish it gives you another chance to thank those who get you to the virtual racetrack.
Friends and family, phones going off right now. They were watching at home. I appreciate the support. It's a lot of fun, just driving, but it's even more fun, when they're supporting. So everything goes out to them, mom, dad, Jay, Mort, Clark, Sean, all those guys, Mike Stoll. They're out there somewhere on the interwebs. So appreciate you guys' support. Really, really love doing this on Thursday night. It's real cool. So, Daddy was Auto Parts again. My dad's on the truck. I think it looks super sweet. I love these colors. They're my colors growing up, and I love that I get to transition them and play them out here. Reverie Brewing. I think I might crack a beer after this from Reverie. And if you haven't been, Newtown, Connecticut, stop by. Great beer. It's an awesome atmosphere. And then YRD. Again, Brandon, the paint's awesome, man. I think I got a few more ideas for you. We'll change it up somewhere in the season. And you guys up in the booth, again, I always watch the broadcast after this. Really, I love it. I can't wait to watch it. And shout out to the guys that run this league. I feel like I always forget that Corey, sets this up and takes all of our crap and comes back next week and does it again. So thanks to those guys. I think it's him and Zane and Brandon and a few others. Sorry I missed it. Didn't get the names, but you guys make this happen. Thursday nights are a lot of fun. I always look forward to it.
Awesome. So congratulations once again on the second place finish. And Paul, I think you've caught up with our third place finisher.
Indeed, I have. Solid showing last week in the truck at Daytona. Didn't quite have the finish, but Brent, you came home in third here tonight. How was the truck?
Yeah, we had a fast truck. I mean, I really wish we would have ran green on that second one instead of the cautions, but hey, that's part of racing. I really like this place. Like Steven was saying, it gives you a lot of options to go and make passes or at least try to set something up. So it's a ton of fun to race at. We just we're in the wrong line at the wrong time on some of those restarts, and so rebounding to third was successful. So that's top 3 run for us. We're happy with that.
Absolutely, and we were telling the folks at home earlier on, we do have that onboard camera. We're trying to get all the kinks worked out. I think the battery pack died this week, so we're going to have to get that all sorted out for next week and get that out to the interwebs, because that's going to be able to that's going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to getting that working. Got to give you the opportunity. We know Flow Racing is all over the hood of that truck. Who else gets you to and from the virtual racetrack?
Yeah, absolutely. Really thank all the folks at 229 Autosport, all the family and friends sitting at home watching, tuning in. Really appreciate that. Obviously, Flow Sports and everybody else on the truck. PC Ricker PC Repair always puts together some really good PCs for us, and Eagle Ladder Relocation Services is a big proponent to the team. So big thanks to those guys. But big thanks to you guys for broadcasting this. Like everybody says, it's a lot of fun to be able to watch it, and actually brings a new level to playing call it what it is, playing a video game every week. And want to thank them and Corey and all those guys for putting on the league. It's something I actually look forward to every week, and it's a lot of fun. It's loose enough that you can have fun with it and not take it too serious, but the guys in here take it serious enough that it makes it enjoyable to actually do and go and race. And it's I wish I would have had 5 or 6 more laps there to mix it up with Kenny and Steve at the end, but just didn't have enough time.
But still a solid finish for that 26 truck, and got to be thinking points this early on, right?
After Daytona, I don't care about points, man.
That's right.
Daytona really screwed us up. So really still kind of bummed about that. But hey, what are you going to do? That's all part of racing. But yeah, I mean, the goal is to go out and just do the best you can every week, whether that's a top 3 or a win, or try to put yourself in a position to win. And, the points are going to land where they're going to land. You start trying to race with different purpose. That's when you get into trouble.
1,000%. So we're just going to watch that 26 truck try and rack off the podiums, try and rack off a couple of wins throughout the season here, the NEP Super Trucks. Great to see that 26 on the podium once again. Kenny Kibbe coming home with the victory, defending race champion Steve Daddy on the 99 car, finishing second, Brent Roy in third, Ryan Libby in fourth, Evan Bollier rounding out the top five, Reggie Parent in sixth, Zane Farrell having a solid run in seventh, Austin Belke in the 24 truck there in eighth, Johnny Miller in ninth, and Colby Burkholder rounding out the top 10. Been a blast here this Thursday night. Got to thank everybody for tuning in to VidaneTV for the coverage of the NEP Series Super Trucks. It's been a blast. Race 3 next Thursday night, and the next time we go live will be Monday for the Fast One Late Model Nationals for race number 2. Going to be able to catch the highlight package from this past Monday night's race before that as well. RBR Season 8 going to be Tuesday night. Turn 4 podcast next Wednesday. And then right back here for the NEP Super Truck Series. Going to be a blast. For Aaron Creed, myself, up here in the broadcast booth, I am Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. We will catch you on the flip side. And when we do, we are going to be doing it live.